Season 12 of 90 Day Fiance. Can you imagine? It's been 12 freaking seasons. And now we've had so many other spin-offs since season 1 of 90 Day Fiance. But you know what though? When it's a new season, it means new cast members. And when it's a new season, new cast members, it means we have to learn new names. So if I do get some a little bit wrong here and there, I do apologize. But with that being said though, let's dive in and let's meet the couples that they showed us on episode 1 of season 12. And we're going to begin with Mallorie and Rasit, or Rashi.
But I definitely planned on Ross just being a one-night stand and that I would go back to America and I would never hear from him again.
Isn't it crazy how people just like, you know what, F it, I'm going to have a one-night stand. Why not? Let's have a little bit of fun. And to be fair, listen, if that's your lifestyle, there's nothing wrong with it. But it is actually quite insane that when people do actually walk away, finding someone that actually wants to be with them. So sometimes I guess having a one-night stand isn't necessarily always a bad idea. But again, just depends on the person and also depends on your luck. Anyway, we dive in.
Ross just fell in love with me the minute he laid his eyes on me.
So what's mean redneck? Yeah.
They love NASCAR. They love hunting.
The other country.
Just being
They don't like Muslim.
countries.
Yeah.
You see that? You see, Rashi, what are you doing here? Pay attention to what's going on here, okay? She's asking, you're asking questions and then she's a bit slow or hesitant on the answers. She tell you everything that you need to know. I mean, really and truly, would you not do research to find out if rednecks do like or don't like Muslims or just foreign people in general? Man, this one here is just set up to be moving mad.
Yes.
There's good rednecks and bad rednecks.
They have friends? Redneck?
Do I have friends that are rednecks?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
The way she's, yeah, that's very, very concerning. Now, listen, if you're having a conversation with somebody and each time you're asking them questions that are quite crucial and their answers are a bit, yeah, or the answer's like, well, there's good and there's bad, shouldn't that like give you an alert? Shouldn't that give you a red flag? Shouldn't you think, maybe I need to go off and I should research this for myself? Because you see, I came to the source to get information, but the source isn't being 1000% clear, or at least isn't making me feel confident within their answers because of how they are answering them. But this is the problem though sometimes. Sometimes like people are so eager to leave their land, to leave their country. 1, it could be for love, or 2, it could be for a better life. And when people do this, instead of actually doing the researches of which country they're moving to, where in that country they're moving to, they just think, hey, I'm going to leave my country and I'm going to go there and earn big bucks. Or I'm going to leave my country and be with the person that I love. Or there could be other reasons as well. More of the story is, don't just jump to leave a location just because you want to for said reasons. At least research it. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be country orientated. You could be living in the States right now, okay? You could be living in a certain part of a certain city where everyone there loves you for you regardless of who you are. But then you could literally jump on a bus, jump on a train, jump on a flight to maybe somewhere else within the same state, but that location may be less acceptance to you. Or you can just go to another state and again, it could be less acceptance to you. So same here in the UK, I could live here right now and be A-okay with everyone around me, but then I can move to a different part of the UK and those people may be like, you know, not your kind, young man. Not that anyone sounds like that, but point being is research is always key when you're making a decision that involves relocating. But then again though, I'm going to be slightly hypocritical here. When I decided to make my move, I said, F it, I'm just going to move because I don't want to be anymore. And I did like minimal research. That's probably because I just have like, I don't care attitude. Whatever happens, happens. But in these situations, I would definitely be looking into it because this is a whole different country, for goodness sake. Yeah.
You'll meet him eventually.
I will see.
I have very conservative friends, and there are some that are super into the deportations. Hear it out. He says he's ready for it, but I really don't think he understands what he signed up for.
You see, this is the problem here. He's saying that he's ready for it based on the information that you're giving him. But in the same breath, you want to say, but you don't think he understands what he is signing up for. Well, darling, that's because you haven't painted the picture to him properly. Each time he asks you a question, you go like if he said to you, hey, so do you have any friends that don't like Muslims? If your answer is, listen, I'm going to be honest with you, honey. I don't have any friends, but there are going to be people around where we live that will not like Muslims. You know what I mean? Or if she does have friends that doesn't like Muslims, well then, more than ever, she needs to be honest, because why the hell are you now with a Muslim? You know what I mean? Like, why are you going to bring that person into your life knowing there's people in your life that's not going to accept him? You see what I'm saying? So really and truly, for her to sit there and to say and have the audacity to literally say, oh, I don't think he understands what he's got himself into, is simply moving mad. But it's really showcasing that you're not being authentic with this man. You're not being transparent with him. But hey, like I said before, this is season 12, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to be in for one hell of a season. And boy, we've already started off with this. Now we're going to move on to the next one here. Now this one here is Marissa and Edward. Let's dive into it. Now for people who don't know, Marissa is actually also a part of a show called Say Yes to the Dress, or Dress to Yes. Some sort of marriage show. I've never seen it in my life, to be honest with you, but apparently she's a part of it. I don't know if she's actually like in the show or she's like behind the stage, but yeah, she's also someone who's a part of the TLC world. Either way though, let's continue and see what's going on with her and Edward.
I feel like my life is so much more important than his, but in a way, like I have a lot more at stake here. That goes, I don't want you because I need you because I want you. Carry on? No. Do I need a man in my life to give me financial support? No. And if I ultimately feel like the relationship is bringing me more stress, or I'm going to have to make a hard decision, that I probably can't move forward with the marriage.
Listen, spoken like a woman that understands her own value, which I love to hear. Love to hear it. But you know the problem is though, it's giving me now false hope that this woman's going to have her head screwed on properly for the rest of the season. And I know for a fact there's going to be things that she's going to do. I'm going to be like, why? We are all going to be like, why? Huh, Marissa? Marissa moving mad? Moving mad, Marissa? Yeah. But let's continue though and see what else she's got to say here.
Explain this to Edward, that if Michael comes in with anger or aggression, please don't respond to it, because it will not make the situation better. You listen to me? I don't know.
So who is Michael? You see, Marissa has kids. Okay, she's got kids. And the baby daddy, her and him have a very good relationship when it comes to co-parenting. But the ex has never experienced her have a partner. And now she's having concerns that due to her ex's behaviors and how territorial he could be, well, bringing in Edward into her life may cause a little bit of a situation. It's kind of crazy though, because why do people break up, right? And then have the audacity to not want to see that person move on. And then to make things hard when they do find someone else. Listen, all the energy people put into making life hard for their ex to find someone, you know, if you put that energy into actually making your relationship work in the first place, guess what? That person would have never been your ex. Honestly, I can't understand the human brain sometimes. How people get jealous, how people want to sabotage, how people want to make things hard for the next person that's dating your ex, considering the fact that you just couldn't make it work. Well, the both of you just couldn't make it work. Either way though, the question is though, when Edward does obviously meet Marissa in the United States, I mean, obviously she's met him multiple times where he's from, but when he finally lands there and he's obviously now going to be in the company of her children, this is going to be that situation where the ex is potentially going to make it a bit of an issue, because apparently he does not want his fatherhood challenge. He doesn't want this man to come in and then show the kids that he can be a better role model for them than himself, which screams massive insecurities on Michael's part, who is Marissa's ex. Honestly, the whole situation right now, the more I think about it, moving mad, Marissa, Michael, god damn, Marissa and Michael moving mad. It's too many M's there. Alliteration at its finest. And then we've got Edward with the E. Why are you here with E, man? You're just ruining this. Anyway, with that being said though, let's wait and see how that relationship is going to develop. But now we're going to move on to someone that at this moment in time, I'm just like, wow. You know, sometimes in life, you know, there were some people who are very, very religious, okay? Believe in the Lord Almighty himself. So much to the point that even if you make a joke, they will get offended. So ladies and gentlemen, I tell you this now, moving forward, I'll be making a lot of jokes. And if you don't like them, still like, subscribe, and hype, and still stick around regardless. Put up or whatever. But with that being said though, let's get into Aisha. Because boy.
Friend dating two best friends and getting engaged at the same time. People in my circle definitely think Maxwell is a scammer. But I know for a fact that Maxwell was brought to me by God. I have no doubt in my mind.
So, so let's just say this for the sake of context. Okay, so what if Maxwell turns out to be a scammer? Are you then going to say that the grace of God brought you a scammer? She won't do that, you see. She'll say something completely different. I know this, you know why? Because of something else that she says later on. But let's dive into this one.
God, I have no doubt in my mind. And if you got God on your side, what could go wrong? Sends me another picture, and in this form is saying that he had been denied. Hardly able to get him to answer the phone, so when he does answer the phone, he starts explaining to me his best friend went in for the interview, his term. They looked at the photo.
Just to give you context here, you see, so Aisha herself in particular, her and Maxwell are two people that are obviously together. Now, her friend is also in a relationship with Maxwell's friend in Nigeria. So you got two women from America and two men from Nigeria. So that's why she's saying that when he went in for his interview to apply for the K1 visa, or to be approved for the K1 visa, should we say, he was rejected purely because they saw that there was two women from America and two guys from Nigeria. So therefore it looked a bit suspicious. So now he has been rejected, which is odd because you see, originally he came out with a letter that approved his K1. But then apparently after his friend went in there and they realized these two were together, they then called him back in and then literally changed their mind. The question is though, when it comes to Aisha, she says, when it comes to the changing mind of the situation, there was someone to blame, but who was it to blame?
And saw that me, him, and my best friend and his best friend were in the same pictures. Decided that it looks like fraud. Filed this under fraud, but I'm also going to ban you from the U.S. I felt like God was on my side and he would get approved. Know how the devil snuck in, gave my fiance a...
So I'm so sorry. I was like really holding my breath, because you know I just knew this part was covered. Clearly, this is where we are. So I'm just curious. So she says there's no way God to put a scammer in her life. All right, cool. But if he turns out to be a scammer, that means it was a devil that put him in your life, right? It's like, darling, make your mind up. Who put him in your life? That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you now, that's exactly the narrative that's gonna happen if he ends up being a scammer. But of course, in this situation here, she believes that the devil is the one that came in and said, we're gonna retract this man's application because this looks suspicious. So therefore it must have been the devil. It's interesting, you see. She thinks it must have been the devil, but does she forget that Nigerians are literally like in the top 3, I believe, of being blacklisted, of being like in general, like in most countries. There's a Nigerian vlogger, YouTuber, okay, Tayo something. He had to literally go and purchase a passport from a different country, another country where you can buy them for like 150 grand or something stupid like that. He had to get that purely because when he had his own Nigerian passport, when he was trying to travel around the world, even traveling in the African continent, there were certain countries in Africa that did not want to allow him in purely because he possessed a Nigerian passport. So she needs to understand something here. This has nothing to do with the Lord himself, nothing to do with Satan himself. No. It's due to the fact that when it comes to Nigerians, because of reputation, they are people that are easily rejected when it comes to visas, and arguably the people that have the longest process of getting visa approvals due to the fact that a lot of Nigerians are scammers. Hence why she's even talking about the word scammer itself. Here's the thing. Why would you bring up the word scammer? I mean, if he was in Nigeria or somewhere, would you bring up the word scammer? You never know, right? So she needs to understand that this whole situation that has happened isn't due to no Lord Almighty or no devil. It is simply due to the fact that they are two Nigerian men, and this is an activity that is known around the world where they purposely go out of their way to find women from other countries to marry them and then to give them a visa. Ah, man. But don't worry, folks. Don't worry, folks. The Lord Almighty put him in her life, which, to be fair, that could be true. But the devil had nothing to do with this situation. Just putting it out there. But let's continue.
Visa in his hand. Let him walk out the door with the visa and then tell him to come back in and get it back. Do not leave that embassy. I said, you talk to whoever you got to talk to get inside that building. You take my future husband, Lord Jesus. These are the prayers that I ask and petitions I put before you, Heavenly Father.
I just want to let you guys know, we gon' slay. We gon' slay. I don't even know what that means, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's just. Oh man, so many people are gonna hate me for this video so much. Ah man, I'm all for it anyway. I like a little bit of fun.
I ask that you do it right now. Okay, I'm listening.
The man called us. You're no longer banned. Look
The ban has been lifted.
continue our relationship and apply for the spousal visa. Just now for the K1, there's nothing that can be done.
Really accepting it. That ain't sitting right with me. I don't want to let the K1 go because I don't want to start over. The spousal visa take a longer time. That's the problem. Like,
I mean, listen, I can definitely understand her impatience, you know, because it's a fair point. The spousal takes longer than a K1, so I do understand that. But a part of me sits there and says to myself, but what would he gain from, let's say he's scamming her. And let's say he lied about the fact that, you know, they got denied for the K1. In reality, this whole time, they were actually applying for the spousal and it was there for the K1, right? Let's just say that happens for, let's say, context purposes. What would he gain from a visa that would take longer to get into the States? Well, simple. You see, this hasn't been revealed yet, but I can see this coming because it happens every bloody season. There is a high chance that she probably sends him money. Okay, so if anything, if he's in Nigeria for a longer period of time and she is sending him money, well, he's still living life la vida loca. Do you see what I'm saying? It really doesn't affect him in any shape or form. The only way it affects him is that it's a longer journey. It's as simple as that. It's a longer wait, and that's that. I mean, listen. Let's just not speak too soon because it is only episode 1.
I feel like looking over my life, God has not denied me anything. And Maxwell and I were destined to be together.
You know what though, to be fair, I respect that. I absolutely respect that. If she's always got everything that she's wanted in life and she believes every time she's got something, she's prayed and she's been rewarded and she's got what she wanted, you know what? Completely respect that. But hey, sometimes in life, but then again, you know, I mean, let me not speak too soon, but all I would say is, but then again in life, sometimes things don't always go your way and just understand why that happens, okay? End of the day, it's not fair to sit there and say that when something good happens, the Lord has blessed me, but then when something bad has happened, the devil has cursed me, which may not even be the case. Especially in the context of this, he possesses a Nigerian passport, literally one of the highest rejected passports you can have when you enter places. Simple as that. Even in your own freaking continent. Let that one sink in, Aisha. I do apologize for the name part. Now let's move on to the next one itself here.
It's like, who's that with you? What are y'all? How many people's with you? You know, I got to pan the camera, and I think she worries about me. That's why she gives me a little bit of the issue with, hey, I don't want you to.
He knows that.
Just to double check his name, Shea, yes. So Shea is a man here, 54 years of age. He has now met a woman called Annabelle, who is also 54 years of age, all the way from the Philippines. And he's waiting for her to come over to the States so they can be together, and that's that. But it's crazy because clearly there's already a lot of issues with this relationship. And these issues definitely involve infidelity. No trust is happening in any shape or form. This woman will ring him when he's out with his friends, having a good time, having a drink. And she wants to face call him and then ask him who's around. And then he will spin it around and just say, oh, look, this is who's here. That is not a good thing. The reason he gave that is bonkers. He knows why she does that. Because he cannot be trusted. He's obviously done things throughout their relationship so far that has not been nice. But let's dive in though, because we're going to find out what some of those things are, especially when his ex get involved.
I'm his daughter. I'm first. And I don't expect her to come over here and just think that she's before me and everything.
And of course, we've got his daughter. Yeah, she's going to be problematic for this season. But it is what it is.
he led me on for years. And then we got together and we got married, and that ended very quickly. And come to find out, he was talking to Annabelle while we were married.
Also, they were only married for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. But yeah, either way though, this man is clearly a charmer. gets what he wants, and then after that continues to do whatever the hell he wants to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we may have the combination of Big Ed and Colt in literally Shea. Just look at the man. Yeah, the look of Big Ed, the attitude of Colt. That's what he seems to be, because clearly, that's what's the indication at this moment in time.
Opinion, flirting, and telling people things that would obviously upset Annabelle is okay. That's not cheating. With Angie and Shea, I saw it with my own eyes. Something's not right with that situation. And I don't want, and you're drinking, and she calls, and of course the camera goes this way where she can't see me.
So that's quite interesting. Remember before with the camera. So he will even go outside, spend time with his ex and other people, and then make sure that his ex cannot be seen when he's scanning the phone around. Ah, come on. The guy's hiding a lot of things from Shea. From Annabelle. He's been doing a lot of madness.
And I just feel like that's very, very unfair for her.
Because she's 8,000 miles away.
Shea, I was in bed with you when you were with Annabelle.
The way he's like, oh yeah, that happened, didn't it? But give me a second. I feel like I missed a point. Hold on a minute. Let's go.
And we got married, and that ended very quickly. And come to find out, he was talking to Annabelle while we were married. And opinion, flirting, and telling people things that would obviously upset Annabelle is okay. That's not cheating.
That's what I missed. Yes. So he's obviously a man that when he goes out, he flirts. You know what I mean? With whoever. Hell, there was even a woman that came out at the very beginning of his whole introduction. She said, well, if I was single, I'd probably get with him too. Because he's a man that definitely knows how to use his freaking mouth. He knows how to say what needs to be said to get women to want him. He's one of those men that he says, listen, don't worry about how I look, honey. I'm going to convince you with the things that come out of my mouth. That was terrible. That was terrible. Either way, though, these are the people that you definitely have to be wary about. Because here's the thing. When we look at Big Ed, we look at Colt, we're like, how do they continue to keep getting women? It's because these are the type of people that know how to talk. You know what I'm saying? Gino, on the other hand, he just buys women. Yeah, let's just call it spade a spade. Yeah, he just buys them. The reason I was coming out of his bloody mouth, the guy barely says anything interesting. But either way, though, I do believe that we're going to be in for a very interesting season with Shea, and I feel like a lot of lies are gonna come out regarding himself. And when I say lies, I mean a lot of lies are going to be coming out of his own mouth. Right now, he's painting his ex as an ex who's come in there to try and sabotage his life, who wants to ruin this, that, and the other. Which, listen, it may be true. He says that his ex is very vindictive and she's very jealous, and that may be true. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's innocent. And I've noticed that even in his cutscenes, whenever he's talking about certain things, he's always justifying his answers all the time. I'm already onto him, but we have to wait and see how that develops for the rest of the season. But now we're going to move on to the last one, and god diddly damn, this one here, what's her name again? Oh, that's it. Catie and Josh. Oh, goodness gracious me.
I was a little bit crazy the past 2 months. I kissed people while drunk again. It was bad. I apologized 20 million times.
The fact that you're in a relationship where you've had to apologize 20 million times because you kissed someone. Wait, sorry. No, not someone. People. There was more than one. Let's continue.
It was like, this is not good. Why did you do that?
I have intrusive thoughts as part of my OCD. When I get drunk, I really want to make out with everyone I know.
So moral of the story is you shouldn't be drinking. That's the moral of the story, right? But I guess in life, nothing's ever that simple.
That isn't always exciting for Josh, especially because it's been a bit more frequent lately.
I feel wanted.
It's been a bit more frequent lately. You see what's happening here. Clearly, she drinks and goes out and does a madness. But to be honest with you, this Josh dude, on the other hand, are you okay in the head? Why are you with someone that is continuously kissing other people? Hell, the night that they met, he witnessed her kiss 2 other guys. Then said, oh no, I can't kiss you, but then decided to kiss her anyway. And then decides to make this girl his girl, even though he saw on the first night that she was more than happy to kiss multiple people. And she also said that when she saw Joshua that night, even though she kissed 2 other people, she was, I've got to have him though. I've got to get a kiss from that guy. Which means that she's somebody that, she plays a game with herself. She's one of those people that has this thing in her head that each time she sees a guy that she wants to kiss, she must make it happen. It's like a goal for her. It's like an achievement for her. It's like a buzz, you know. It's like an addiction. That's the word I'm looking for, an addiction. She competes with herself. And this guy still wants to be with her? I don't feel sorry for this guy in any shape or form.
What lately?
Like, I feel wanted.
Now, I want you to remember the part where she says, I just want to feel wanted. This is a very key part to why she behaves the way she does. It's not just the alcohol, it's also feeling wanted. But she's with Josh now, so why do you not feel wanted? Is it because of the distance, or is it because of something else? Well, that we're going to find out. So you just wait.
I'm always honest with Josh. I tell him every time that I do something out of line. I would like to stop wanting to make out with people, but I feel like every time I drink, my brain has another plan for me.
Like I said, moral of the story is you shouldn't be drinking. But if you wanted to stop, you would stop.
Josh is really understanding, but I'm worried that he'll be less understanding when he lives with me and all my chaos 24. As soon as he gets
Nah, Josh is just delusional and desperate by the sounds of it. Understanding isn't even the word anymore. She's too far gone.
off the plane, I need to tell him that we're homeless. I'm worried that moving in with Josh will not improve our sex life. He's super British and super reserved, so he tends to avoid conversations about sex.
I didn't know being British meant that we were super reserved and avoid having conversations about intimacy. I had no idea that was a thing for us. It ain't for me. Then again, I am African British, you know what I'm saying? But no, I know plenty of British people who are happily talking about it all the time. Hell, I can walk outside right now, go to a certain location, I could probably walk into someone in the bush doing some madness. I don't know where she got that mentality from, but that's just so incorrect. But let's go back to the fact that she said feel wanted. She's making it clear that when it comes to the intimate life, it lacks. Josh isn't that much of a highly driven person when it comes to the bedroom. So therefore, it makes her want to desire attention elsewhere. But at the same time, though, let's just say Josh was somebody that enjoyed intimacy. He had a high drive, just like the way she wants it to be. Does that mean that would stop her from still going out and kissing other people? Absolutely not. Because you see, she's already told us that drink is still a very key part of that. So I would believe that even if she got that, she would still be the same way. Maybe she'd be less, but she'd still be the same way. But either way, though, at least we know that there are two reasons why she goes and does what she does. She obviously drinks due to the fact that she's lonely, and therefore, once she drinks, she therefore seeks attention. So really and truly, once Josh gets there, ideally, you would imagine that the relationship would adapt in a different way. It would adapt in a way where he would give all the attention that she desires, and then maybe she won't need the feel to want to have a drink anymore, which therefore means she won't need the feel to want to go out. So to be fair, maybe there's a little way to resolve it, but at the same time, that you're a grown-ass freaking woman. You shouldn't be getting in a relationship with somebody if you know that this relationship isn't going to be enough for your needs. You know what I mean? Like, there is also that part too. And even if the relationship that she got into met her needs, I still don't know if I believe she would still do the right thing. Yeah, I'm not convinced so far. And the fact that she uses her OCD as a massive reason behind her behavior tells me that she's somebody that likes to weaponize diagnoses rather than actually learn about them and learn how to maybe create mechanisms that could actually help her potentially be in better control over OCD. But instead of doing that, nah, she just says my OCD gives me intrusive thoughts and I just follow through. Literally weaponizing it, literally use it as an excuse, refusing to fully understand it. Yeah, that one didn't go over my head. Yeah, this girl right here, problematic from beginning to end. And this Josh guy, I am not going to feel sorry for him one bit because he knows what he signed up for. He's embarrassing himself. Absolutely embarrassing himself. Mr. I am Josh and I am from Cambridge. Yeah, people from Cambridge, they think they're better than other people, you know, because they're so upright and posh. Yes. Butler, please go and get me a cup of tea. Yeah. The type of Brits that don't say, can I have a bottle of... Yeah, I'm not doing that. I know what you Americans are like. With that being said, though, thank you so much for your time. And please do hype the video. And we're going to be in for one hell of a season. So strap in and enjoy yourself. Don't forget to hype, like, subscribe, and have a good day.